The junior explorers here in Vancouver are key to supplying the gap. There's a gap in discoveries versus production. And I talk about this in my newsletter, and as well I'll be talking about it tomorrow. But that gap is the ounces we're finding globally are a third of what we're actually producing on an annual basis. So there's a gap there of, call it 50 million ounces, that's not being replaced every year. And so it's all these companies out there looking, they're the ones that are going to supply that gap. And that's why I invest in these things. If you can find the 1 in 1,000 company or 1 in 500 company that has a deposit that's going to be large enough and have a high enough operating margin to interest a major to buy it, that's where you make, a stock goes from 30 cents to $3 or $30.
I mean, that's really the ticket that everybody's looking for. So how hard is that to do that kind of evaluation?
To do that kind of evaluation?
If you're an investor, and you're looking at where to put your money.
The honest answer is I think it's almost impossible. This is a very complex business. Mining is more than just a drill hole. It's got to be, you've got to interpret the drill hole. You've got to know what the rocks mean. If a miss is really a good news or bad news. There's just so much that goes into it. And then you go to the metallurgy, then the actual cost of mining. How much is it going to cost to dig this out? Is it underground, open pit? How fractured are the rocks? If you're going underground, how much rock's going to fall in with your ore? What's the dilution? There's just so many things that get involved. I really think that if someone wants to speculate in this sector, they should either be in the sector themselves or have someone who can advise them as an honest opinion, be it a brother that's in the business or a newsletter writer or a broker. They'll give an honest opinion on what's good and what isn't. It is such a tough game out there to actually competently explore a property and find a deposit that is the end economic, that it's just, those are the odds. Mother Nature's been really generous to geologists and the whole corporate scene here in Vancouver, and that she's scattered millions, if not billions, of geochemical anomalies across the earth. And it's just a fact of nature how things happen. And those geochemical anomalies or geophysical anomalies are what geologists raise money on to go look for and explore. And the odds of any single one of those turning into something economic are actually in the order of 1 in 1,000 or worse.
Any jurisdictions that you're particularly favorable on, or do all of these kind of criteria apply no matter where you're looking at, with geopolitics aside?
Well, certainly the known belts, the Central Andes, Central America, the Yukon's looking good, Nevada. I think the U.S. is actually a place that people should start looking at moving back into. I think there's, it's kind of been ignored a little bit because of the politics and such and the environmental permitting, but now compared to the rest of the world, it's not as hard as any place else. Places like California, Oregon, Idaho, I think you can go there and, if you pick the right place, you've got a shot. Certainly West Africa is a great place. I'll be going to Tanzania in 2 weeks. There's a project there I'm looking at, Ethiopia, Turkey. There's a lot of good places in the world.